Hi everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'll be doing my tips for round 8 of the 2023 NRL season. Last week in round 7, I got 7 out of 8 correct. The best round I've had since the start of the year. Let's see how many I get right this week. And the first match to kick off round 8 is South Sydney against Penrith. And this one's being played on Thursday from Stadium, Australia. South Sydney currently sat in 5th at the moment, Penrith sat in 2nd. Penrith have an unbelievable record against South Sydney in recent times. In the last 11 matches, Penrith have won 10 of them. With injury news, I heard that Kolo Matungi for South has been ruled out for 7 to 8 weeks, and also Liam Martin for Penrith has been ruled out, or he is in doubt for this match. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be played at a very fast pace, and I think there's going to be a few tries scored in this match because both teams can score tries. I will go Penrith to win 1-12. I think that their hoodoo over South Sydney will continue. And even with Penrith last week when they weren't at their best against Newcastle, they still got a result. So I'm going to go for Penrith to win 1-12 on the Thursday. And the only match on the Friday is between Parramatta and Brisbane. This one's being played at TIO Stadium in Darwin. Parramatta currently sat 12th at the moment and Brisbane are top of the league in first place. This is Parramatta's 9th year of taking a match up to TIO Stadium in Darwin. Their record before this game is 8 matches played, 6 wins, 2 losses. And in 5 of the 8 matches they've played against a Queensland side, which I don't know if it's a Parramatta thing, picking the opponent, or if it's the NRL that picks it. But personally, it's not the smartest idea to be taking a game up to Darwin in the heat when you're playing against a team that's used to living and training in those conditions. Brisbane have played at this venue before, back in 2021, and it were against Parramatta, and Parramatta won that match 46 points to 6. The overall record between the two clubs is 63 matches played. Parramatta's won 28, Brisbane's won 34, and there's been 1 draw. For this match, I'm going to go for Brisbane to win. I think, looking at the two sides and how they've been playing this year, Brisbane have been on another level to Parramatta. Although Parramatta has had a very tough draw to start the year, and their biggest loss for the season is just by the 8 points, I just think that Brisbane are different gravy this year, and they'll get the victory up there in Darwin. There are 2 matches on Super Saturday, and the first one is between Canterbury Bankstown and Cronulla Sutherland. This one is being played at Stadium Australia. Canterbury Bankstown currently sat in 15th at the moment, and Cronulla are 6th on the table. Cronulla have won the last 3 matches against Canterbury. The overall record between these two sides, 97 matches played. Cronulla's won 39, Canterbury's won 56, and there's been 2 draws. Injury news for this match. Judged off what I saw in the Parramatta against Canterbury game, I don't think that you will see Jake Averillo out there, and I don't think that you'll see Jacob Carraz playing this week for Canterbury, and that's on top of already Kikau being out and a few other players out as well, so they're going to be injury depleted going into this match. For this game, I'm going to go for Cronulla to win 13+. I think Canterbury's got too many players out, and Cronulla's in good form, so I'm going to go for Cronulla to win 13+ there on the Saturday. And the second match on Super Saturday is between North Queensland and Newcastle. This one's being played at the Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and it sees North Queensland in 16th up against Newcastle in 11th. North Queensland have a good record over Newcastle in recent times. They've won 7 of the last 10 fixtures against them. The last time that Newcastle won in Townsville against North Queensland were in round 2 of the 2015 NRL season. North Queensland coming into this match having lost their last 3 matches in a row, and they're not where they want to be this year, and they're not where I think a lot of people saw that they were going to be for 2023. And also with Newcastle, they've really surprised me this year. Even though they haven't won every week, they've been very competitive, and they've been playing with a lot of heart and a lot of determination, a lot of grit, and they're a hard team to break down, as we saw against Penrith. So this is going to be a really tough match for North Queensland, and this is going to be a really hard game to pick. For this match, I'm going to tip North Queensland with no confidence. Mainly the only reason why I'm going to tip them is because of their recent good record against Newcastle and the fact that Newcastle haven't won up there since 2015. So I'm going with North Queensland to win just, but it's with very little confidence whatsoever. And the first match on Sunday, which is also St George's Day in England, is between Redcliffe and the Gold Coast. This one's being played at Suncorp Stadium. It sees Redcliffe in 8th place at the moment against the GC in 10th. Both of these sides are coming off disappointing losses, especially for the Gold Coast, losing the South East Queensland derby against Brisbane. They were in the match there for a bit, and then Brisbane just decided to go to another level, and they put on a lot of points in very quick time. So a disappointing way for the Gold Coast to finish that South East Queensland derby. And with Redcliffe, they also started well against South, but then were chased down, and no doubt they'd be disappointed with that showing. I think this is going to be a high scorer match. Don't be surprised if it's like 30 points or 24 or something like that. But I'm going to go for Redcliffe to win. I think Redcliffe will bounce back. I think they've been playing better this year than the Gold Coast, so I'm going to go for Redcliffe to win 1-12. Then we go into the second match on St George's Day, and this one's between West Tigers and Manly-Warringah. This one's being played at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. It sees West Tigers bottom of the table at the moment, winless, and with Manly sat in 4th place. Manly have won their last 4 matches against West Tigers, but in the last 10 fixtures against these two sides, it's 5 apiece. With Manly against the West Tigers at Campbelltown, they see it as a happy hunting ground for them. They've played 15 matches at Campbelltown. They've won 11 of them, lost 3 and had the 1 draw. So Manly have a very good record against West out at Campbelltown there. For this match, I'm going to go for Manly to win 13 plus. West can't do anything right at the moment. They couldn't even run a bath, I think. So I'm going to go for Manly-Warringah to win by 13 plus. I think they're going to have too much of West Tigers, and West have got a few players out as well, so not good going for them. And on Anzac Day, the 25th of April, on a Tuesday, we have 2 matches. The first one is between Sydney Roosters and St George's. One's being played at the new SFS. It sees Eastern Suburbs in 9th place at the moment and St George in 13th. These two sides have played in the Anzac Day Cup since 2002. St George have won it 12 times. Sydney Roosters have won it 9 times. And in the last 8 Anzac Day Cups, 6 of them have been decided by 10 points or less. These games are usually pretty unpredictable. They're exciting. There's been years where St George are not really given much hope because they're doing really poorly in the league and they've upset Sydney Roosters, and there's been other times where Sydney Roosters have upset St George when St George were near the top of the table or doing really well. And then we've also had some really close matches, field goals, and then who can forget that match in 2015 where just out of nowhere it started to hail and the players had to be evacuated off the pitch. I've never seen that in a game before, and there's been some really great matches between these two sides over the years, and I think this one's going to be another good one. What makes this game really hard to pick as well is both sides are going into the match not playing very well at all. I think a lot of people expected East to be higher in the league, but they're currently just outside the top 8 and they haven't been that convincing. And with St George, a lot of people expected them to come dead last, but they've been doing okay recently, but I still think that they haven't been good throughout the entire year so far. For this match, I'm going to go for the safe option and just tip East to win 1-12. However, this could definitely go the other way, as we've seen in previous Anzac days, but I'm going to take the safe option and I'm going to go for East to win 1-12 there on the Tuesday. And the second match on Anzac Day is between Melbourne and New Zealand. This one's being played at Amy Park in Melbourne. It sees Melbourne in 7th place at the moment and New Zealand sat in 3rd in the league. When it comes to this fixture, Melbourne have dominated it since it first started. I think there were one point when Melbourne had won 9 of the last 10 fixtures in the Anzac Day Cup against New Zealand. And some of the scores that they've put on New Zealand in previous Anzac Days, 2010, 40 points to 6, 2011, 42-0, 2018, 50 points to 10, 2021, 42-20, and last year, who can forget that, 70 points to 10 on Anzac Day. Going into this fixture though, New Zealand's been playing the better rugby to start 2023. They sat 3rd, and they're definitely different gravy this year compared to other years. There's something different about the club, and I think everyone knows that. Melbourne quite haven't been themselves this year, but they have been missing a couple of players. With this fixture, this one's going to be hard to call because generally I would see Melbourne with 100% confidence because they just dominate this fixture every Anzac Day. It's going to be really hard to call which way it's going to go. It could go either way, like I said, but I'll take the safe option like I did with the Eastern St George match. I'll go for Melbourne to win 1-12 there in a very close, tough, physical match there on Anzac Day. And to close out round 8, it's Canberra against the bye. Canberra come into this match with very good form. I'm expecting Canberra to win this match against the bye quite easily. So I'll go for Canberra to beat the bye by at least 20 to 30 points. I think they'll have too much for them. So that concludes my video for round 8 of the 2023 NRL season. Hope you enjoyed these tips. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks to everyone once again that's made my tipping video last week one of the most watched tipping videos on YouTube. It's much appreciated. And if you like rugby league history, you can go check out my pages on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. I've got links in the description below. And also if you like football, go and check out my history of football page. I'll put a link in the description below for that. Anyways, this has been Rugby League History, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, tatty bye for now.